Hello, my friends. I am doing a really cool video today. I am the old house agent, Daniel Shue. I work for Prestige Homes of the Tri-Cities in Bristol, Tennessee. I'm licensed in Virginia and Tennessee, and I am the real estate agent that specializes in historic houses. So today we are at Stoney Point in Rogersville, Tennessee. That's in Hawkins County, just next to Rogersville. And this is one of the most historic houses in the state of Tennessee. I've been told, um, apparently it's written somewhere, I sound like a politician, sorry, but I don't have it at my fingertips, that this is the second oldest brick house in the state. It was built in 1789, and that's this part right here. And then there was an 1850s addition off to the side, which we're going to start in. And I've got this great book here to help reference all the history, because as you can imagine, I I think I have 10 listings right now, and they're all old houses, and I have to keep all that info right here. So I've got this great book with me. Um, this is a collaboration from MTSU Center for Historic Preservation and Tennessee Civil War National Heritage Area, and they wrote this incredible book about the property, booklet, I should say. So let's see here. Some bullet points about the property is impact of Revolutionary War veterans on early Tennessee, impact of slavery in Appalachia, antebellum, Tennessee politics, impact on the Civil War on the family and region, post-Civil War transformations in agriculture and labor, post-Civil War medical history, post-Civil War women's education, the Odd Fellows, Female Academy, and impact of World War II on home front, impact of Tennessee Valley Authority. So that's some things that this house has to do with. But the early history, it was built by William Lewis Armstrong, who would be known in Tennessee records and early Tennessee historical accounts as William Armstrong Sr., born in 1757 in Augusta County in the upper Shenandoah Valley of Virginia. So William Lewis Armstrong, the gentleman that built this, I'm selling the property for his descendants. It has been in the same family since 1789. And so if you were to purchase this property, by the way, the address is 2666 Main Street, Gainesville, Tennessee. If you were to purchase this property, you would be the second family to own it. I mean, that's just insane. So the house needs a ton of work, of course, pretty much everything, but it sits on 3.77 acres, and it's a huge house, as you can see. So walk through it with me, and I'll give you some highlights of what's going on with it and some history. So like I said, over here, this part's 1789. We're not quite sure when the sort of stucco looking finish was put on. That's kind of a Charleston look. It was supposed to look like limestone, so they would put this. I think it's actually made of plaster. Um, let's see here, sort of a plaster mortar mix. We had a gentleman from the Tennessee Historical Commission, Dan, was here telling us about all of that, and I'm sorry I can't remember the exact mixture. But anyway, they'd put it on and they would score it and paint the lines, and it was supposed to look like limestone, but the house is actually brick under that. I think the front doors are original. Maybe the second floor windows are. I think maybe the first floor windows could be original. They may have been expanded later. And then this part here is 1856, if I'm not mistaken. I have to look in the book here. And then this breezeway connected the two, and it had a staircase in it also. So we could be here 3 hours, and we've got to pick Rory up from school at 5 and have to drive back to Bristol an hour. So I've got to rush through here, and we may come back and do a really more detailed video later. So we're in the breezeway here. You can see probably 1850s stairway there going upstairs. Now this house comes with a ton of original furniture. This sideboard goes with the house. This table does not. There's two things that still need to go out of here and a couple boxes of pictures and stuff. But the house was, there's some furniture in here that probably does date back to 1789. Most of the furniture that I've seen goes from 1830 to 1870 in that area. So not only do you get the house, but you get all the stuff that's been sitting here. It's kind of like our King house, but on crack, because it's still the same family, and like the floors and stuff in here, I mean, some of this stuff has not been changed since it was built. It's insane. Well, let's jump in the kitchen real quick first. So there's a full bath right here on the first floor that was added on quite a bit later. Maybe this wing was added on like the 20s. There's some controversy as to when this part of the house was added. Big butcher block, cook stove. It's been in here forever. It may have been in another part of the house at some point. And cast iron sink. This is the coolest thing ever, this secretary here. Probably this beading and stuff. It's a married piece. I'd say the top's like 1860s and the bottoms, yeah, they're probably about the same age. They were just put together. And then you got this great cabinet over here that comes with the kitchen. And we're going to run down to this first level. This is the 1850s part of the house. So we walk down these brick steps, and we've got this really cool room. This fireplace was reconstructed once, so it's really cool now. If you wanted to do some colonial type cooking or something on there, it's not original, but it's really neat. And then the floors are probably original. All these chairs are, I'm positive, are all Hawkins County chairs. Now, this is where it gets really cool. I'll show y'all something in a few minutes. A lot of the ironwork in this house, we believe, came from our family, our home's family's ironworks in Bristol, Tennessee. Fits the same period. We have some evidence that they probably shipped it here at that time. And also, there's a shutter bracket upstairs that matches the ones at our house. So we have strong connections with this house. It's really cool. So in here's like a little 1850s pantry area. All these doors and walls back here are made with this really cool 19th century beadboard. And look at this. Like, this is like 18th century. I don't know if they took this off of another part of the house, but look at this lock. And then strap hinges. It's got some, this is just cool. It's not now. Sorry, Monica said she thought it was a bathroom, but it's just a storage area now. And then in here is another basement room, which I lean more toward believing this was one of the old kitchens in the 1800s. It's got a crane hook back here where they could hang a pot. That may actually be part of a damper. Yeah, it's part of the damper also. So kind of serve two purposes. Great mantle. I still cannot tell you why this molding is cut right here. Only the builder knows that. So yep, we'll jump around here. So this just is another little hallway like the one we came through, and it goes right back to the room we came from when we got down to the basement. If y'all got any questions about, if you see something like, well, why is that wall yellow, or is the wiring okay in that room, shoot me a comment and I can tell you what I know about it, which might not be much. I would say this is the coolest part of the house, but it just keeps getting better. So up here, you're still in the 1850s part. You got this great bedroom back here that I think they had restored this room around 2000, 2001, but the house has settled a little bit. We've not had an engineer out here to really look at this, but there are some foundation issues that need to be seen to, but the house is well worth saving, that's for sure. Beautiful fireplace. This looks like some of the molding that's on our library fireplace. It does look like a small version of ours. Floors, they've never even had a paint or a stain put on them. the gentleman from the Tennessee Historical Commission was like, don't touch these floors. Of course, whoever buys this may have to do a little something to them to live here, but they are rocking. And then they turned this bedroom into a bathroom. I'm not sure when that was, probably 2000 era. And it turned out quite beautiful, actually. So you could leave this and redecorate it to your specifications. They were very careful not to lose this fireplace. You know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that, I don't know if that would serve as a hook for a pot or if it's just strictly a damper, because there's another one on there. They had hooks that came from the top also, but the side cranes is what you're thinking about, yeah. Here is a 1800s lock. This may have been a door from the old house. I don't know. That's a killer lock. And in this bedroom, the flooring's been updated in here at one time, and they've got all these insane built-ins. Look at this chamfering on this panel. See, a lot of people think that these panels, this decorative part, was supposed to face out where you could see it, but that was not the case. This was supposed to be hidden because it was a little more complicated to have this flat front. And you got another beautiful fireplace. I love this ochre color in here. Monica says it reminds her of her childhood in Winston-Salem. And then this incredible maple linen press goes with the house. I don't know if it's regional. My assumption is it is. If it is a very fine regional piece. And all these slide out just like it was made yesterday. The furniture in the house is probably worth the asking price. And you got this Eastlake piece. This is probably the This is probably the youngest thing in the whole house. We'll come on down to the old part. This is just the addition. That's a big bathroom. It's not really old. We're not going to focus on that right now, but you could have that remodeled and use it. Another piece that goes with the house. Okay, so now we're in 1789, and this room is so cool because you've got your original whitewashed plaster walls and this incredible black stain that they used on this wood. I'm positive this is 1789. This also matches the woodwork in our Jackson room at the King House. This is what we found underneath layers and layers of white paint. This has never been painted. It's never been painted. It's still got these old nails that go back to the 1800s where they hung keys and stuff on them. Your wainscoting is here. All the door facings. Look at that gorgeous 4-panel transom. And this giant fireplace. This house had firebacks. We were told that ours did as well. So we're assuming that the firebacks in this house were made by the King family, which built our house. Floors, floors, floors. This is absolutely stupid cool. Look at these. I guess that's wooden pegs. These are incredible. And then all this furniture in this room goes with the house. 1830s mirror, 1830s drop leaf tables, fainting couch. Now, don't get carried away. The family does care about the property. That's why they're selling it. You know, they said they've got to do something because none of them want to live here. And so they live out of town. And family pieces have been going here and there. So this is not where they're just haphazardly getting rid of everything. They want these things to be mindfully transitioned to the next person. So there's going to be some funky stuff in here as well as antiques. Here's a fantastic Tennessee table. Look at this beauty. And so now we're in the front hall. You got double doors on this side, double doors on that side. They would open these, create a nice breezeway in the summer. All the paint is at least 1830s, if not 1789. I'm pretty sure it is original. It's all faux grained. The staircase has a two-tone faux grain. You've got this lighter color here, which I don't know, I guess they were trying to make it look like maple, and then this darker color, which may have resembled walnut. Of course, these were fantasy woods. A lot of them didn't have proper graining. They were just making something up. If you have not watched my video on the Octagon House in Marion, Virginia, watch it, because our friend Derek goes over that kind of stuff in his house. So you'll learn a lot about faux finishes. Beautiful regional secretary here. Or some people might refer to that as a Jackson press. It's got glass doors though. And I think it drops down. I think it's an actual secretary. This roll top desk does not go with the house. It leaves soon. So jumping on in here, you got a parlor room. The fireplace has been altered at some point and shrunk down, and that mantle's probably from the 1860s. So for some reason, they updated this room and did that. So I would totally try to take this back. This is museum quality. These things are crazy cool. They may have been made by the King family. There's lots of andirons in the house. Here are some of the original firebacks over here from the fireplaces. I don't know which ones they were from. If you buy this house and you do not want a fireback, you call me and I will buy one from you because we will put it in our library. I tried to buy these things from the gentlemen that own the property, and they're like, we want what's in the house to stay in the house. And I said, that's fair. I completely get that. So more family stuff over here from the house. This piano stays with it. This is such a cool piece. It's got not candle stands, but like lamp stands on here. And sounds like new. It's perfect. Oh yeah, check out this Murphy bed. Not 1700s, but whoa. That thing's just crazy. Betsy White from the William King Museum in Abingdon came in, and we documented a few of these pieces, and she really thought that was fascinating. Let's run upstairs. I'm not giving y'all much of the history, I apologize, but this is really about the house. The history, as you can see, is quite extensive. So like I said, if you've got a question, I've got the info. Put a comment in and I'll let you know what I know. This amazing railing, oh my gosh, I hope you got a close-up of that tall newel post. It's very unusual stuff. The only other house around here I've seen that has a stairway similar to this is the Robert Preston house in Bristol. It was built in, I think it was built in 1790, so 1 year difference. More faux grained woodwork. Monica can get a shot of this amazing paneling under the steps. That's all paint. 200-year-old paint. Now, some stuff was done, like I said, to the house around 2000. The gentleman that owned it, their father did some work on it, so he added a bathroom, I'll show you in a minute, and did some structural stuff. So in here, we've got original flooring again. Apparently, they had a rug down here for a very long time. These beds go with the property. Original wainscoting. I'm loving, look at this stencil, this beautiful ochre color with these stencils that they put on, or it may have been a stamp, a sponge of some form. I don't know what the design was, but it's all over the walls. I would say you're looking at a 1830 to 1850. I don't think that's 18th century, but it's mid-19th at least. So if you could keep some of this, that would be cool. Monica is running from some bees, so we're leaving this room. Here is a bathroom they put in about 20 years ago. Not quite finished, but you could jump on it and do your own thing. And look, they started patching this plaster. We know a lot about that. Lord. This is my favorite bedroom, so get ready for this. Look at this mantle. That thing is insane. I'm still not quite sure if it's 1789. They usually didn't have mantles this exquisite on a second floor. So maybe this was what was down in that parlor and they brought it upstairs to update the parlor. I can't quite explain it. To me, this feels 1820s for this area. I don't know, I may be completely off. Look at this. My favorite Bob Vila episode, they picked the paint out of these little crevices. This thing's never been painted. It's original. And King Louis-Philippe stayed here in, oh gosh, what was that, 17... Let's say it was 1797. It's not in here right off. I think he was then Prince Louis-Philippe, but King of France stayed in this house, had breakfast here, wrote about it apparently in his journal and how quaint it was here. So maybe this was his room. Maybe they picked a fancy room for him. Original wainscoting, old paint, which I think is original. I don't want to just throw that term around, but there looks like there are no other coats of paint on it. Whitewashed walls. You can see, house needs some work. The corners of the house have settled, so it kind of pulled away from the chimney. More of this super cool paint. I mean, this house even has some old rugs from the 1800s. All right, this is cool, but it's hot. Now, how do you like that as a paradox? It's hot here today, actually, for late September. It's really hot here. So this attic is boiling today. Monica and I are not going to be up here long. Here's another, I think this is a European piece. They said something about somebody having some French pieces. I don't remember what that story was, but I think that might be something not from the States. Another great window. Those are 6/6 sashes. And here you can get a better shot of this newel post right here. Look at this, it's hand carved. All old paint. I love this, it's like 8 feet from the floor up to this post right here.
Now it's fluted downstairs.
That's exactly right. Downstairs it's fluted because that was where company was. Up here it didn't matter so much, but this is still a cool feature. This proved that they had some money and they wanted that detail to carry over even on the second floor. And the facings up here are quite lovely too. And I love the way this paneling terminates right here at the attic floor. These spindles match ours at our house. They're the square ones. And then this looks like our attic. We've got these wide bead boards. I guess those are probably original. There's a rug warper that's built into the attic. We think this was where the family made textiles and stuff. There's like 3 different spinning wheels up here. There's a bench for spinning. There's is it a flax comb? A flax comb, a large one over here. All kinds of stuff for making things out of fabric, weaving, spinning, stuff like that up in this room. So we don't think this was slave rooms. We think this was where probably the slaves and the family worked on these textile pieces. Maybe they sold them. That may be in here actually. I have to let you know if it is, but they apparently did a lot of it up here, more than a normal family would do. And then I love this like built-in room right here. And all this stuff up here goes with the house. There's like 5 antique horse saddles. This is such a cool room. Look at this Empire clock. Now the face is gone, but I'm sure that has been in the house for 200 years. Pieces of furniture. I found these up here, and I found the dresser on the second floor and the mirror on the first floor. So I'll help you put it back together if you buy the house. And then all this cool stuff. Look at this Victorian kerosene lamp holder.
It's probably where they stored their out-of-season clothing.
Maybe. It could have had something to do with the weaving. Look at this beautiful lock. Look at that. Y'all, this stuff doesn't exist anymore. I mean, these houses are becoming very scarce, and the fact that no one's ever painted this white or removed it, it's incredible. And the family wants to make sure You know, they want to know what the buyer's going to do with it. There may be even an affidavit involved. I'm not sure yet, but we need to know that this house is not going to be demolished, that it's going to be restored, and that's very important to the family. Otherwise, they won't sell it. So we may sell the house in a week, maybe 10 years, but it's going to go to the right person. Now this is interesting, Monica. There's a sponge painting technique on these little brackets. Look at that. I mean, if that's original, that's in remarkable condition. I mean, there's not even any wear on it. So, no, it's paint. Yeah, it's a sponge painting. I'm just not sure, like a faux marble. I kind of feel like maybe that was done later, but if it's original, bravo. Oh, and here you can show this little secret door here. And it's full of cool stuff. Who knows what's in there? So there may be things, you're going to find all kinds of stuff in this house. We have been through it. We've documented what we can. We've cleaned what we can. We've arranged it. I have been here personally for days in the heat trying to get these things organized for the family. And oh yeah, y'all may have seen the videos that I did where I looked like a crazy person. And so you're going to find some interesting stuff in here. We already know about some interesting stuff, but when you start renovating or restoring this place, I don't know what's going to be hidden. There's a story that there was a portico. That portico right there, apparently during the Civil War, they hid all their guns up in that roof. And so that's not there anymore, but you know, they hid stuff. And I don't know, maybe there's more stuff to be found. So anyway, let's walk downstairs and I'll bid you adieu. Yeah, I think we'll do another video where we do a walkthrough of the house and only do its history orally. Oh, it feels so good down here. It's a 15-degree difference from the attic to the second floor and about 10 from the second to the first. The only basement in this house is that 1850s part. The 1789 house did not have one. Ours did not have one. Apparently, you know, I'm starting to notice that maybe basements started coming into this area 1820s, 1830, and sometimes it would only start out as one room. So a lot of these early houses apparently didn't have any, and this one does not. So, yep, here it is. So it's probably going to be hitting the market. Today is the 20th. So it should be hitting the market tomorrow night, 21st. Nina and Neil, friends of ours and neighbors. They were our almost next door neighbors twice. They just did the photography for us, did great drone shots and everything. It's going to be beautiful, make a big splash on the internet. And so watch for it. And if you've got any questions about the video, just let me know. I'll be glad to answer those. And I will see you either at another old house or here next time. Thanks.